been 20 minutes to that game at Sandy Park. Starts today, Hayden Thomas inside. Maxime Mermoz, you see in shot there, is starting today. Matt Giteau is inside him at 10. Here's the Pilou Pilou. Wonderful conditions here, bright blue sky, piercing sunshine. The call to arms has been sent to the Toulon players, and Matt Giteau gets us underway. Of course, only half time in these back-to-back games, and Exeter still in it, and with that win from the Cardiff Blues last night, it's a very tight pool indeed. But Toulon, of course, at home in round 5 against the Cardiff Blues. They can win today, firmly in control of this ball, and Exeter starting as they played the entire 80 minutes last week at Sandy Park, ball in hand.
They will not change. Tom Johnson catching that ball and making good yardage, 5 metres up the field, and now these boys are off. They will not change, and these conditions will absolutely suit the Exeter Chiefs.
Speaking to Rob Baxter before the game, couldn't wish for better conditions. Just a tinkering of the side, really, giving a few guys game time. There's Henry Slade, that's been charged down there, knocked on from Suter. Had no hesitation in starting Henry Slade today. He was very composed performance last week at home. It's a good kick from him downfield to Drew Mitchell, the Wallaby.
And that's a good mixture from Slade. Like I said, came on for Steenson after Bastro had a word with Gareth Steenson in a tackle, and I thought he did pretty well. And I think this lad has got a big future. And we'll learn more about himself in rugby today than in all of his previous experiences. These are the places you want to come. These are the players you want to play against. Wilkinson started last week. I know Giteau moved to 10 at the end. Giteau starts today. Father Christmas is he's quite happy as well.
100% from the line out last week. Toulon set pieces, it has been the last few weeks. Not great. Rioli is starting at hook and Craig Burden, he got injured. Becky's both have got injured. Brian Habana, of course, now 2 months out with his injury. It was a bruising encounter. Watching it back this week, it's hugely physical.
It is physical. Again, they pride themselves on that. I've got to say, you're right, the set piece, the scrum wasn't as dominant as I've seen Toulon scrums in the past. The line-out, they missed 3 line-out throws, so they dropped so many balls. The problem was for Exeter Chiefs, I believe, without the ball, they missed 26 tackles. You can't afford to do that as Laporte looks on, and with the ball, they conceded 20 turnovers. To play the way Exeter Chiefs do, they have to almost be 100% against this quality. But like I said, they'll give it a go, and they'll give it a go in the line-out, that's for sure.
They don't really care for reputation, do the Exeter Chiefs. Been on this incredible journey. The championship 4 years ago now, at the home with the European champions, and certainly gave them a game last week at Sandy Park. Giteau, that's come off Slade. Tom Johnson is there, but it's falling into the hands of Mermoz. Talisson out. There was space on his right-hand side. Bernard Laporte is literally a metre away from us on the left-hand side. He's already on his feet, screaming at his players. As Giteau goes crossfield. Oh, it's brilliant! David Smith did so well to gather them all up.
I think Jack Noel has just saved Exeter there. A tremendous kick from Giteau. Not only a passing 10, he's a kicking 10. The kick pass nearly comes off, and Noel just gets Smith, the sevens expert, the Kiwi. There it is. Brilliant tackle, or tap tackle, or semi-tackle, it doesn't matter. The foot goes in touch. Exeter breathe again.
And he was a young man. In a super game last week, Jack Noel. I know you rate him very highly and think he should be involved in the Six Nations now.
Definitely. I think we're desperate for a right wing that's on form. This guy he's a work in progress, but again, it just suits, I think, the way Exeter play. The big carries last week, Ewers, obviously number 8, 19 times. Arscott, 16, Noel, 15. It's the back three that carry, that put the rest of the guys, Exeter Chiefs, in the right positions.
Very much tells you the way that Exeter like to play. Arscott always beats that first man, very Mike Brown-like, isn't it?
Just mentioned him, and he's done it again.
And it's interesting, isn't it? That second half last week at Sandy Park, Henry Slade hardly kicked the ball at all. Palisson's knocked that one on, but the first two times, Slade kicking that ball down into that territory. There's one area that was concerned with Rob Baxter last week, playing in the right areas and making those correct decisions.
It is don't overplay your hand. Sometimes Exeter Chiefs are culpable of that, but I've got to say that the kick then from Slade was outstanding. Tom Johnson is down. I hope he's not too bad. He did pick up a little bit of a knock last week, but he obviously wanted to play in this game, these big games. This is the knock forward from Palisson, which gives Exeter a fantastic opportunity now down this bottom left-hand side to see how their scrum goes for one. And here he is again. It gives a focus for the forwards, a focus for everyone. And the presentation of the ball, then you can move off that. And Tom Johnson's shaking his head, but I'm sure he'll be all right, and sure he'll come back straight into the on the side of the scrum.
Well, he's round 3 or 4 games. Reflections, aren't they, of each other? Tom Johnson went down in about 5 minutes last week, so it's just keeping the theme going.
Having a breather early.
And it is warm out there, isn't it?
Yeah,
shirt sleeves weather. Plenty of Exeter supporters have made their way out here.
And it was Stefan Armitage as ever over top of the ball. But again, like I said, great opportunity now. Big tight head from Exeter Chiefs, a good hook, and off you go. You say Tom Johnson then moving into the 8th position. You is on the side, on this blind side, using Tom Johnson's pace.
Jean Shaw's Orioli in the front row with Carl Heyman. 2 changes. Florian Fresia, the try scorer last week, on the loose head. Slade, not afraid to take that ball up himself, and he has got some pace about him, but holding onto the ball there, and Toulon have the penalty.
It was a set move. Unfortunately, the scrum didn't go as strongly as Exeter Chiefs wanted to. It moved a little bit. Couldn't get the right-hand side up, got to come back, and that's where Slade it mixed up, so he had to take the responsibility on himself. Straight into the midfield, penalty for holding on. The back row couldn't get there in support on time.
I'd say last week, being a hugely physical game, as we see Gitto making the tackle, is at the heart of so much of what is good about Toulon. As at 10 today, almost makes them more dangerous, doesn't it, on the attack with Gitto there. But it was played in wonderful spirit. Some lovely quotes from Johnny Wilkinson about Exeter, its supporters, the ground, and his opposite number last week, Henry Slade.
Well, I think Gitto's been reborn. I mean, he was top of the tackles last week with 14. You know, Baxter underneath him there, but there is rumours that he wants him. Good play, but the rumours that he wants to play for Australia in the next World Cup. And on his form here, you've got to say, well, he's got a great chance. He's still young enough.
Quade Cooper at 10, Matt Gitto at 12. Orioli's throw wasn't a good one. Exeter took the line out, didn't they? Tom Johnson, but held in. With that experience, Ali Williams in the second row there's just extended his contract here. He's loving life in the south of France. And why wouldn't you with weather like this and a squad like Toulon have?
And this time it's Toulon with a put in.
No change in that front row for Exeter. James Hank's coming in the second row for Damien Welch, alongside the skipper Dean Mumm. John Armand is the change in the back row for Exeter.
We're both quite early. We spoke about it about 15 minutes ago.
The South African,
Wait. Both of you guys.
formerly of the Stormers, is on the open side for Ben White. John Lacey, should let you know, is the referee. There's an area that Exeter possibly had a little bit of the nudge on Toulon last week. I think it's fair to say.
Well, I thought Ben Moon had a particularly good game on that loose head side. Obviously against Castrogiovanni to start, and then Heyman, and that's a pretty good scrum.
Matsoi, Hayden Thomas with the tackle. Juan Smith to the board. Orioli now. I'd like to have ball in hand, the hooker. Stefan Armitage on plenty of turnovers last week, didn't he? To this board, looking to get that ball out quickly. Here's Gitto. And Mermoz stayed on his feet well.
Tackle move!
Keep moving it on that left-hand side. Gitto Dave Ewers is such a strong man, hands like shovels, trying to turn that ball over, and it was a maul, and Dave Ewers has done quite brilliantly there. Only 21 years of age, but so much experience coming this season. He's started plenty of games.
Great play from Ewers. I think he would have had the ball anyway because attempting the choke tackle, but you've got a problem here for Toulon. Chris Masoi, I think Hayden Thomas done a job on him as he picked that ball up. He did hold his knee straight away as he got up, so that'll be a bit of a blow. Oh, there is a Exeter Chiefs player down as well. I can't quite see and make out exactly who that is at the moment.
It's certainly not the start that...
attempting the choke tackle, but you've got a problem here for Toulon.
Toulon, some sublime rugby. Not been able to get that kind of start here this afternoon. It has been a pattern this season to blow teams away in the opening 25 minutes of their games in top 40 and in Europe.
So he comes back, he's hobbling it exactly against Glasgow. Glasgow were frustrated because again their line speed in defence was not good enough. They gave the front foot to Toulon that day, and like you said, 34-0 up at half-time, game over. They did come back and get a bonus for 4 tries, but it didn't matter, the game had gone. But today, obviously, the two Robs have been watching, the coach has been watching that video. Line speed is crucial. You cannot give Toulon the front foot. You've got to stop them at source, stop them on the gain line, and bring them down, chop them down every time. And there's Johnson again there, holding up, trying to slow up the possession to Toulon.
Johnson again looking in some pain. He's the man who's down.
It is Don Johnson, is it? Yeah.
Of course, after blowing Glasgow away, up to 51 points to do that day, and then that disastrous performance away at the Cardiff Blues. The rain came down. The Blues had a big reaction to, of course, losing in that first round against the Chiefs in that rather strange game. That late try from Gareth Davis on the day for the Cardiff Blues. 14-9 it was last week at Sandy Park. Johnson is back on his feet. An important player today with plenty of youngsters, and that's very much the Exeter way, the Rob Baxter way. But Tom Johnson, with that experience, 5 caps for England, of course, an experienced man, just to gel these young players together.
Going back to last week, Toulon did actually start very well, didn't they, with fresh here, that try from the loose-head prop, Ali Williams, tremendous hands. Well, this side can play, Toulon, as we know. Doesn't matter what numbers on your back, they can make things happen. So Exeter got to stay in the game. 10 minutes gone already, 0-0. That's a good sign. Again, get your set piece correct.
The pressure is a funny thing, isn't it? Plenty of pressure on Toulon with all their stars. Over 800 caps in the 23 last week. But it can go against you, and this crowd can turn, and quickly. So you need to stay in this game. Straight out of the touch from Tom James, has been brought in for a little extra physicality on that wing in place of Matt Jess.
And there's one person you don't really want to be heading for is Matteo Bastero, and that's just ask Gar Steenson. That's a big, hard, heavy hit. He's carrying a few kgs more. We were talking to Thomas Gus today, weren't we? Having a coffee earlier, and you'd like to see him slim down a bit because he wouldn't lose anything as Chris Masoi hobbles off. Just all the Chiefs have done really, just gone from one side to the other because they like to move the ball. And that time he's just got caught. Tom Johnson, I can see down there, he's still holding his neck. He's still on the pitch at the moment.
It's Sergio Bruni who comes on. He's been here at Rugby Club Toulon since he was 15 years of age, coming through the ranks. And something that Bernard Laporte wanted to stress through in the post-match interview last week, bring these young players around, and they of course can learn off all the experience in the squad. Bastero bashing his way into the midfield. Suter now. Plenty of territory is Juan Smith. And to Tom Johnson's another tackle for the England international. Gitto, Palissot, inside, outside Mermoz. It's Smith. Lovely, intricate play between the back line. Matt Gitto at the heart of it. And Smith doesn't miss opportunities like that. Try number one for Bernard Laporte's side.
Came initially off a liner that was just driven a little bit. Tillis Board makes the break, and then the forwards can come around the side, but intricate passing, precise passing. And again, just unfortunately the first couple there, back inside from Gitto, Pallison off his wing, and then it's a slip miss tackle to either the tight head, and then that's it. They're in, they're all over you like a rash, Toulon. Started so well for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Jack Delmas.
He played down here, played a few times for France. He'll enjoy that one.
Coaching staff under a little bit of pressure, Jack Delmas as well. With a set piece not functioning particularly well. Fourth in the top 14. Clermont, Toulouse, Castres, and then Toulon. And if they're not in the knockout phases, the top 14 in this Heineken Cup, heads may well roll. Mira Boujela to suffer fools. So it's Matt Gitto. Right across the face of the post, can't add the 2 points. Good firm surface out there, but here he is with ball in hand.
But again, it's Tui missing the tackle. If you put it up position, you've got to make it, but the sleight of hand back inside. Again, it just concentrates the defence. It's not all wide stuff going on with the big passes. You've got to sometimes hold people, and that's exactly what Gitto did then.
Maxime Mermoz was so influential in that game against Glasgow. Influential there.
Well, I think the balance of Mermoz and Bastro, and then putting Gitto there because his vision is better than Wilkinson as far as the handling game. He can kick pretty well as well.
There's been rumoured that he wants to leave the club. He's not getting the kind of game time that he wants, Maxime Mermoz. Any clubs coming in for him is a wonderful silky centre.
Well, Cockett is signed, isn't he? He didn't want to come, I think, from Cast. He was coming in as a scrum half. So it all goes on a merry-go-round down in the big clubs in France. So he will turn up. Probably Tillis Board will stay. Claessens may have to move on.
Stay red.
But Toulon has got that much money that they can just go, right, we'll need him or him, and what will be, will be.
The quotas of French players in French team squads now coming into play. There's D. Mum. The kicking game far more this week. In that second half, they were away.
That's good because again, you make to run half the length of the field there to get back, because you think historically now just this season that the Chiefs are going to keep the ball in hand. But that was again good play from Slade. Don't be afraid to kick the ball. If it's kicking the ball into the right areas and you gain 10-15 yards, that's excellent.
Baxter saying just before the game that often run the ball to create the kicking opportunity, but mistakes literally in their game last week, unable to do that. Here's Thomas. Snipe around the back of the line out. Tom Johnson takes his place at scrum half. Slade steps inside. Just about caught, isn't he? Thomas there again, Ewers. Decides to take on that defensive line from Toulon. Jack Noel! Oh, he's right through Jack Noel! Tom Johnson was on his shoulder. If you'd only heard the call, I'm sure it was coming from Tom Johnson. It's another great break from this young man.
And that's what he can do. Sidestep you in a telephone box. He was just straight through that gap, and then the pace came on. The call quite wasn't there. He tried to step again and unfortunately just slipped, and then the penalty for holding on. But that's the danger that he can bring to a game and bring to defences. There's the ball, not as clean as you want it, but Hayden Thomas, sometimes that happens, the bounce of the ball puts defences offline and a scrum half bumpy straight through, and this is it. That's a great movement. Carl Heyman, the prop, go and pick off one of the big guys, and then just penalised, unfortunately. Not enough support there, but more of the same.
Good tackle from Drew Mitchell, wasn't it, as well? Had to make it. But Exeter showing they can be dangerous. Yenda. This line-out is becoming a real problem for Toulon now. Lost 2 so far. Slade, good pick up from him. Ascot comes up from fullback. Tom James using his strength. Looks inside. Armand. Exeter have responded. Look what it means to them. At the home of the champions. Doesn't matter to them. They have responded quite brilliantly.
What a reaction. That's exactly what you want from your coach of this side. Again, it's slightly different. They're not going 100% all the time. They're using the boot more. They're getting field position. But when it's on, it is on. Tom Johnson standing in at 10. There he goes. The ball out the back, over the top. Here it goes to Tom James. Straight in, and the support this time from Armand. In for White, light for light 7 there, supporting line, brilliant play. Absolutely brilliant play, and what you want is the response. The crowd, like I said, have gone very, very quiet down here. Clisson can't get him, he's gone too high. Mitchell tries to make the tackle, great step round Telis board, and nearly into the post, so this should be a 7, this should be the lead.
And Palissot has stayed down as well. His left-hand touchline. Slade striking the ball really, really well before the game started. This to take. Cool, calm and composed.
And this is where he gets the injury, as he comes off the tackle there. Off the tackle there of James, he's landed very, very poorly, and he's obviously, well, I don't know whether he's dislocated something or not, but he's not going to carry on. Dylan Armitage is already on the pitch.
Yeah, Drew Mitchell moves to the right wing. Dylan Armitage back at fullback. Slade is charged down again. It comes off for Toulon hands, so Witten is allowed to continue. Dave Ewers again. Slade. Exeter with a bit of confidence now as Ascot goes through. Dolman was inside. Yandau comes away, stepping Armitage, but the whistle has gone. Just knocked on from Exeter, but real confidence now from the Chiefs.
They're fracturing this, the defensive line of Toulon. Ali Williams is standing there. It's all big forwards. It's the 2 Kiwis. You got Carl Heyman there. You got Ali Williams. He's just straight through the gap again. Ascot just sees it, glides through. Unfortunately, Dolman played outside centre last week. There's Schumach's not in there, so Witten goes to 13. Dolman in at 12 this week. Unfortunately, the tomahawk chop girls and boys are enjoying this. They said there was 300 of these guys in yesterday. They got through security, I don't know how, to watch sort of the captain's run from Exeter Chiefs. Brilliant. I think the security guard just wanted to stop them. He said, "Oh no, go on in." Fantastic support.
Do you know the words to this song, Gary, that they sing?
I lose it a bit in the second verse.
They were brilliant last week, where Johnny Wilkinson didn't have his best day from the tee, didn't they? Started singing "We Want Johnny" as Matt Gittos stood up to take the kick.
They were calling for him there. He was the first out, wasn't he? Kicking as usual. He was the last in, and they were still singing for him. "We Want Johnny."
The game played in really good spirit between these two sides. Full on for the 80 minutes, and then some real respect, complete contrast of course. This earthy Devon side come up the ranks, and the real superstars, have they? against the squad. They're hard to beat if Martians landed from another planet and about to take on a rugby union side. You wouldn't go too far wrong picking this Toulon side, would you?
Got the age-old problem of the scrum now. John Lacey is laying down the law anymore. And I'll take it in my hands. So it doesn't mean too bad at the moment, so hopefully it's not going to be a pain in the proverbial.
There was some feeding last week. Armitage at 8 to the sport. Gitto flies it out to Armitage. His first run of the day. Pass was just a little late, wasn't it, to Mitchell? Just needed to give that a fraction earlier as the Wallaby came off his wing.
It was the right thing to do, because Armitage was going to be pushed into touch from Tom James, but unfortunately the pass just behind. And interesting watching how they warmed up like that. It was just three guys in grids with big, long, loopy passes. So they do like to put a lot of width on it once the forwards have done their job.
Just going into this second quarter of this round 4 game. Chris Marceau is off already. Alexis Parisson is off already. Early injuries again for Toulon. If there's any squad that can absorb them, it is the Heineken Cup champions. Slade, Dolman, James, that's what he's been brought in to do, to add that physicality. Ewers, that second wave of runner. Thomas is there, wanting quick ball.
7 on the ball.
Stephen Armitage take a bow yet again.
And that's when Dave Ewers really needs to bide his team a little bit of time. You're a big lad, don't go to the floor too early. Armitage will just eat you up, and they're just giving away 2, 3, maybe 4 penalties now on those turnovers, those crucial turnovers. You're getting in a good position, like I said, James using his physical presence, but don't get isolated. Armitage, one of the best sevens, one of the best fetchers out there to get over the ball, jackal it, and then you can't move him.
Certainly enjoying his time down here in the Côte d'Azur. And we'll be playing here through to 2016, Stephen Armitage. Fought up in France, weren't they, really? In Nice, just up the road. Orioli. Important line out for him. Finds Ali Williams.
Chiefs didn't compete on that one, but they've done very well. Brought them down, so they're going to have to regroup now. Taylor Sport's trying to get the ball, but if that's held up, that goes Exeter Chiefs' way.
Line out's only going one way.
Yes, they've messed up 2 throws. Great play from the Chiefs. They gave them the ball, got into position to stop them. There they go. Right, okay, they got Ali Williams goes up, and all of a sudden you just get low. You keep pushing into around, trying to end them into touch. But again, the ball is held up. Mignoni knows exactly what's happened there. They've lost a good bit of field position.
James Hanks did really well to stop that drive. It was the moment they landed. He stayed on the right side of the law as well. But it's rather Toulon all over, isn't it? Just stuttering slightly.
But that's exactly what you wanted to do to them. If you let them go as they did against Glasgow, they've blown you away by half-time. Stay in it, frustrate them. Don't give them the set piece. And you can see Chiefs now lined up again right across this field. Is Slade going to kick it, or are they going to go? It's the beauty of the Chiefs. You don't know.
Set. Steady.
From Johnson. Breaks away down that blind side.
It's killing them at the moment, the Chiefs. It's these penalty after penalty after penalty. Again, it was a feint really from Johnson picking up and go, but he's going against the grain. The scrum wasn't that good, so the support can't get to him. Only Hayden Thomas. Again, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the others, but they're not there in time. You've got Smith, the try scorer, he's over top of the ball. It's what they do down here.
It's an excellent tackle from Rooney. Stefan Armitage was in so quickly on the ball, as was Smith. Like last week, Exeter Chiefs giving those turnovers away, just stalling their progress in the game.
And that was the story, as Laporte Luxembourg mentioned it once before. Without the ball, they missed 26 tackles, which you can't do against this quality. Even though Toulon, you know, they weren't the greatest to look at, and they conceded 20 turnovers. Well, they've started poorly in that aspect. They've got to try well in this game, but they've got to start not giving those penalties away.
Another miss.
What happened last week with Wilkinson?
From Matt Gitto.
He missed and he missed and he missed.
Noah Boujal, the owner here, comes onto the touchline, prowling.
Well, there is a character. Hearing a great story today that the budget is 30 million down here.
Yeah.
Next year he wants to put it up to 35, 36 million. And he's taking some high-powered lawyers to Brussels on Monday to fight his case about the wage bill, or the wage cap, sorry. He's already got 12 million sponsorship in place. It's cuckoo. Absolutely cuckoo down there.
I might get myself into comic books. Gitto. Oh, lovely step from Gitto. He's past Johnson. Now needs to pass. Smith again. Is that try number 2 for Smith? I think the referee wants to check it for the forward pass, that last pass.
He has to check this. It's the last pass. It will begin the direction of where the hands are pointed. But what a break from the Aussie.
John, no problem.
Just brilliant. Feinting balls left, right and centre, and boom, he's off. Again, that pace at 10, crucial at this standard of rugby, international rugby. Here we go. That's forward. It looks worse because Gitto is actually stopped in the tackle. So the momentum, well...
We have to see his hands, don't we?
The hands have gone forward. The hands have gone forward. Again, the momentum, if he'd carried on running, it wouldn't have looked so bad. But for me, I think that's gone forward.
You may award a try.
It's been awarded. All about the hands, isn't it?
Even Bernard Laporte, eyebrows raised with that one. This may show it a little bit better. Great break, don't get me wrong, fantastic break. I don't think that was backward. I don't think that was flat. I think that was forward. Smith gets his second try. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's on the scoreboard.
Toulon too heavily up there on the individual skills of their big name players. Gitto making that try.
Well, everything's coming through Gitto at the moment. That's the spark that ignites everything. His kicking's not too good. You have to admit that, but his all-round general play of ball through hand and vision, top draw.
He does get the conversion. He made the try. He's added the 2 points as well.
Well, I think he could have come back in. Mahmoud's. What do you think? Come on, Hammond. Am I on my own here?
Yes.
It's given, it doesn't matter. I just think he's happy with it. I saw his eyebrows raised when the referee gave it before. So, anyway, on with the game.
Wasn't the clearest angle of the hands, was it? But try number 2 for Toulon.
The Chiefs supporters can lament about that long into the night.
Suspect they will.
There was a response last time with the Ullman try. Can they do it again? The huddle goes in. That's nice place. Interesting. Slade slips out into right into the midfield. And get this good clean line out first.
It's Dolman, first receiver, and they had to get the line out first. Ali Williams, boosted by his news of signing a new contract, came off a knee, so players allowed to continue. Fressier was demanded to take it on. Gito, this is turnover ball. Mamoz knows that. Brings it out to Dylan Armitage. It's not a good pass. Just as the referee said, advantage over.
Terrible pass. And again, it was a terrible line-out from the Chiefs. Ali Williams doesn't need a second chance, second opportunity. The ball's going. These are these big loopy passes we're talking about. Goes to Armitage, who's on for Ballison. That's terrible. It's right at his feet. The try scorer Smith won't be thanking him for that.
I mean, we've seen this Toulon side, haven't we, through their journey to the Heineken Cup final last season, in the big games. These big game players coming to the fore, and whether there's a psychological element to playing Exeter 4 years ago, playing in the Championship, that may have something to do with this rather stuttering performance last week and the opening 30 minutes here.
I don't think Exeter aren't phased in the slightest. I think they're just going to get the pace up, get the pace into the game and look after the ball and stop making the turnovers, and you've got a heck of a chance.
You know, they can score tries, don't they? Armand try. It's the meanest defence in the top 14. There's Slade just spinning away from the tackle.
He's not bothered at all, is he? He'll take it up flat, he'll take the tackles. That's what we want from your 10, and he's fleet of foot as well. Penalties come in. They get one back.
That time, Stefan Armitage off his feet. And Exeter here with the penalty on that 10-metre line, their own 10-metre line. Good kick from Slade here, and he does have a good boot on him. Winner of the Junior World Championship in the summer, with Jack Noel.
You can see him then taking the ball up, presenting well. Hayden Thomas, then you've got the likes, as you said, of Dolman, who can stand into the 10 berth. And the Slade will use his left boot here.
He's a good footballer, Phil Dolman. Reasonable kick from Slade, now that's their line out. Just coming up to half-time. They dearly love a score here. This subdued crowd here, has to be said.
Get a score. 3 points will do. 12-10 at half-time. The sun in their faces in the second half, but Slade, this time he's standing at 10.
Easy from up here.
Ali Williams, take a bow.
Second line out, the man 77 times by New Zealand. He's got a big mitt in there. Just got in front of Dean Mum, didn't he? For the second time, Sport clears the lines.
And all that good work is undone. It's just amazing, isn't he? Just gets there, he shouldn't really get it. The throw is almost right. But again, the dark arts of the lines, and he knows how important it is to run a good line out, to disrupt the Exeter Chiefs line out, and that's what they've done. So a scoring opportunity still there with the Chiefs, but they're 30 yards back. Better.
And they do have to buck an incredible home record. Unbeaten 41 of the last 42 games at home. Toulon. Not quite one of Vern's record, is it? But it's not a bad one. We're just trying to put it over the head of Dylan Armitage. Needs the bounce. Not that bounce, though.
I think the right thing to do is just the wrong execution. But unfortunately now they come back, and a position of strength for Toulon. He knows.
3 options, Weds.
Yeah, thank you.
Considering it's only their third season of European rugby, Exeter Chiefs, they have had a tough introduction, haven't they? Last year and this year in pools of reigning champions. Last year, of course, with Cameron Vernon and Leinster. This year with Toulon.
I'm talking to Rob Hunter, I know you're talking to Rob Baxter, but you know, they've had a heck of 4 weeks. You think about it, Saracens game at home, they lost that one. Bath away, they played brilliantly, I thought. Toulon, obviously back at their place last week, and Toulon this week. So watch out Newcastle next week.
Set.
because they're getting prepared, I think is the word, and being exposed to this style of rugby, and this competition has been great for them.
They will learn from it. They worked so hard to get here, not going to waste the opportunity. It's very much the rhetoric coming from Rob Baxter about this Heineken Cup. These are days to enjoy. And it's fair to say there is a slight eye on next week's Premiership games, you say, against Newcastle in this selection. But it's the side they're very confident that can win here today. Giteau again flies it out to Mitchell. Goes into that 22. Dolman just about stops him. He was bored Suter. Short angle from Juan Smith.
Offside 2.
Advantage
Offside 2.
to Toulon. Orioli takes it in. Now the penalty will come. It's Jack Yandal who's offside.
And that's what happens when you're coming off your line. You're trying to get off your line very, very quickly because they've got so much power coming at him. Again, it's that man Giteau, isn't it? They zigzagged up the field. Ali Williams then decided to pull it back for Giteau. The big loopy pass to Mitchell, his Aussie mate. And then, the dam's broken, and that's it. They're coming onto the ball. Big forwards, one out. The Suter straight to Juan Smith. Juan Smith there just making those yards. Frustration is there because they thought they could possibly create a try, but they will take 3.
And credit to Exeter here that they are going for the posts. A couple of minutes until half-time here. And it's quiet.
Yeah. Well, again, last time we were here, it was party time. Remember a picture of William. It's like a Sunday stroll for them in the park against Glasgow. And then Glasgow hit them back in that second half, but they can cut teams, so it is credit to Exeter. They've asked a few questions, but again, it's that precision that Exeter haven't brought with them today as they lost, I think, at Sandy Park because they tried to play, but you've almost got to be 100% against Toulon as Giteau kicks it and moves the scoreboard in the right direction for the Reds and the wrong direction for the Blues.
Makes it an 8-point game, doesn't it, that Giteau penalty? Often an important milestone. That won't faze Exeter. They've proved to themselves, if no one else, that can score tries here. And an opportunity from the restart, fumbled by Toulon.
You can see the forwards, the Exeter Chiefs forwards tapping each other right. They know now. Again, get in position. Tom's on. Now that's a great tackle. Great tackle from the ex-Coventry forward. Into Suter, making the mistake, and they've got a good, again, another great field position, but they had that before with the line out. Ali Williams got in there. This needs to be struck well into the midfield. Again, this time Slade is back at 10. They're calling the shots.
Bind. Set.
Big scrum then for Exeter. Right on half-time. Johnson to Thomas, Slade. Tom James, that arcing run. Askett up from fullback to Toulon.
Play on, ball is out.
They time what they do at the breakdown so brilliantly as Ewers comes away, but driven back. Thomas again.
Just lost the shape a little bit then, isolated from the scrum half. Now everything slows down. They've just bided time, regroup, and there you go. There's the penalty. Take the 3.
They do have the penalty and opportunity to take the 3 points. That'd be a real boost before half-time, wouldn't it?
You've got to kick it first, but you're absolutely right. It would be a boost. But again, you see how good Toulon are at that breakdown. It's so sharp. It's that, again, it's the instinct of players when they're coached. Shall I go in? If you go in, you've got a chance of winning it. Sometimes they just stay out. That time, Hayden Thomas, unfortunately, went around the corner, got the penalty in the end, but they were struggling.
It's about that second man into that ruck situation, making that decision to just hold off for a split second. Ball goes to ground and they get their hands on the ball.
Big kick for Exeter, big kick for this young man. Second in, no problem at all, straight through the middle. You're going in then, just 5 points down.
Rob Baxter making his way down to the bowels of the stadium. Only 8 Premiership appearances for Henry Slade in the Premiership. This today only his 4th Heineken Cup appearance. Very big kick for the 20-year-old. Oh, and he's got it. He has got it. 15-10. And that's pleased the travelling support.
Struck it superbly. Not phased in the slightest. Again, good play. And catch this restart. Don't give Gitu another pot at goal. Catch this restart. Get the ball out. Get in the shed. And then get ready for a next big 40 minutes.
Often the way you stay in touch. These French teams, psychological element comes into play. Jack Noel ran it out of the 22, and Exeter run it out, and this game is in the balance. A few boos going around here at the Stade Félix Mayol because Toulon are only 5 points up on Exeter. It is 15-10 here at half-time. The maybe European champions may not have lost in the Heineken Cup here at the Stade Félix Mayol. They never lost to Premiership teams in this Heineken Cup, but they are struggling to shake Exeter Chiefs off here at Toulon, the reigning champions. This opening 10 minutes, as Alex said, going to be absolutely crucial as Henry Slade, another very assured performance in that first half from him, gets this second half underway. Need to cut out those errors. Exeter playing rugby in better areas than they did, certainly in that second half last week at Sandy Park.
But yeah, that's an excellent kick from Gitu. That was good exit strategy there. Catching the ball, put it back to him, that's a good hoof. But Exeter Chiefs, very noticeable from last week. They're actually kicking the ball more, and I agree with that. Actually trying to turn Toulon. Slade using his boots. But that's a great nudge. Almost up to the 10-metre line for Toulon. Chiefs trying to sort this line out. Creaked a little bit. They went in some good positions in that first half and just let themselves down. So Yendel have to hit his men.
Plenty of movement in that line out, trying to confuse Toulon and Exeter. Come away with the line out ball, and Dave Ewers is smashed in the midfield, isn't he? Stefan Armitage, and knocks the ball on.
He did. He'd spotted the movement. He spotted where Ewers was standing, and Armitage is straight on the guy. Actually, it's just taking your eye off the ball, off the prize. The presence there of Armitage right in the centre, and again another mistake, unfortunately.
His man of the match against the Cardiff Blues. As Bernard Laporte looks on. Tom Whitford, the team manager here at Toulon. And the crowd trying to get their team going here. Just hasn't clicked for them so far this season. Just fits and starts. Certainly not put an 80-minute performance together so far this season, Toulon. Played so poorly in Paris, didn't they, a few weeks ago. Embarrassing was the description from Murabuja, the owner here at Toulon. But he wants nothing more than back-to-back wins in this Heineken Cup. Armitage took it on. They were playing advantage to Toulon. Matt Gitu just saunters up. He wants the ball, he has it now, and will surely go for the posts.
He will, and you see what one mistake can do for you, and that's all of a sudden you're in a good position to get rid of the ball. You drop it. A couple of phases later, Gitu stands up, and really this should be a given once more. So it's those small areas, small errors, sorry, in the wrong areas. Heyman trying to be held there. That's Ron Smith, sorry, and then Heyman a bit behind him. So doesn't really matter, the result's the same. Penalty given, and will the kick end that result of 3 points.
Take them back out to that 8-point lead. Will Toulon kick on from here? Gitu has to get this first, though. Just a little chip, wasn't it? Accurate kick from Matt Gitu.
Very small posts here, actually, in Toulon, so the ideal thing for a kicker to do is crack it right high up over top of them. But again, that was right through the middle. He won't worry that. Still with his Movember on. But the eyes there, see that? Surveying the situation straight away. So Exeter Chiefs now really need to get down the other end, get down the other part of the field and stay down there. But you can see Toulon, if they get a chance, they're going to put the boot on it.
The Chiefs can't allow Toulon to move too far ahead on that scoreboard, especially to stay within touching distance and see what happens in the last quarter.
Well, they've done well every time, you know, Toulon has scored a try or whatever. They've come back with penalties or try themselves. So yes, staying in the game, that's the important thing.
Whatever the result, I expect the Exeter Chiefs will turn these games, these Heineken Cup games, into real positives. Learn so much from them. Tom Johnson was the man.
Stop, red 6!
Well, that was intended for Bruni. The man to snatch it off Exeter. Check Knoll. Goes high. Smith double try score in that first half.
There's Bruni again taking the ball up. Again, he's a local lad through the academy. Not many of them about in this Toulon side, but he stole that line out brilliantly.
Here's one of them though. John Shaw's Urioli. Dylan Armitage. Come on for Alexis Palisson in that first half. Shoveled out to Bastereau. The man you want to shovel the ball out to, it's Mathieu Bastereau. Use his physicality. Thanks for the charge down. Almermoz. Tom Johnson. Just half stopped the French international, didn't he? Toulouse ball. Waits. Composure from Akito Dolman. Takes it quickly to himself. Exeter trying to pick up the pace here. Dolman. No. Into that 22. Stefan Armitage with a tackle and bounces straight back to his feet to try and turn that ball over yet again. Dave Ewers with Yendao in support. Thomas. Tom James now. Welsh international 10 times. Moon. Good hands from him. Arscott threads it through. Armitage is chasing it. So was Witten.
Good play from Exeter Chiefs then. They caused a lot of chaos in the north, in the Toulon sort of defensive pattern. And when they've got it, they're not afraid to put some width on it. And not afraid to put their boot on it this afternoon. Unfortunately, just going too much, overcooked it a little bit into the corner. You think at one stage that could just pop up. It doesn't for Witten. But again, it's good play. They're in the right areas, right pressure exerted. Tom Johnson now straight through Mermoz. That's what you want to see. Your opposition fumbling it and rumph straight on them.
Toulon win their own line out. Couldn't say that too many times in the first half. Arscott to James. Sees space. Armitage comes across very well. Gitu inside him. Decides to put boot to ball. Fine kick. Dylan Armitage. Chuck Noel could do nothing about it. Try scoring the final last season, wasn't he, Dylan Armitage?
And again, the right kick this time. It was the wrong kick from James. You're going to kick, you need to get that ball on the floor quicker than that to get it bouncing and rolling straight into the hands, and that's a hurtful kick from Toulon.
And from that line out, 5 metres out,
Yep.
now we're right back down to Exeter's 5-metre line. One mistake. Suter takes the line out. Stefan Armitage, step from him. He's knocked it on, has he? That's what Exeter are claiming.
Walk away, please.
Crowd behind that try line. I think their reaction told the same story as well.
Well, Suter's high-fiving everyone in the pack here. I think that was for the line out.
Yes, John.
They're actually all over Exeter
Okay, John,
Chiefs.
try yes or no.
They don't know where to throw the ball because they've got every area covered. The question is, Johnny, try yes or no? Dylan Armitage, no.
Won't need a second look at that one.
That ball went forward.
John, I have a decision. Yes, that is correct, John.
No tries.
Dermot Maloney didn't need too many looks at that one. Knocked on from Stefan Armitage just as the line was beckoning.
And the crowd again after again. Armitage had to score it on his own. It was a great line-out steal. And you think for all money this time too, he just does enough as he gets his hands on it. Slade's in there. Ewers, and then that's good pressure, but he knows he's let that one go, and that could have really put some distance between the two sides.
Certainly could have. And from that line out, Toulon nick from Exeter now, looking to get a tight head on this scrum.
Big scrum coming, big scrum.
Huge try from Toulon. It's Fresia who's penalised, not driving straight.
It's around the side as the new scrum laws have come in, and it's something that happens. They tried it. Fresia scored the try last week, coming out around the side, trying to put pressure on, and then back in, so that's illegal. And Slade will enjoy kicking this ball down the park. And there's the penalty given. Just a bit of a respite. Yep, he doesn't like it. Rob Baxter does.
Ewers is being set for the field. Some stitches and a cut. Ben White presumably will come on. He is wearing 20. And there is Ben White after a little bit of confusion.
Time on.
Haven't you, for goodness sake? There you go. Ewers is off the blood.
That's my second time to the next time you're free kick.
Going for their 18th European home win. So Bristol beat Toulon here back in 2009.
Move, Reds!
Try score. Slade. Again, just pushing Toulon back. Armitage lets it roll over the try line. It'll be a 22 dropout. Far more kicking, and rightly so from Exeter this week.
Just 2 yards too long with that one. I think again it was the right option.
Go, go, Mati, go!
Gito will just give his forwards a target with this one.
Oscar again through that first line of defence. No. Takes some stopping, doesn't he? Look at Stefan Armitage. Fabulous work at the breakdown again from Stefan Armitage, and he's turned the ball over. He was ball high into the sun. Slade. Sister John James. Have a go from there.
James made two mistakes now with that one, with that kick. They'll get the penalty, luckily. He decided to cut back against the grain, really. He wanted to go out left. That's where the space was. But interesting, Telis board kicking that ball originally away there. Dylan Armitage was... I can't repeat what I thought I saw him say. It was just like, because there was a lot of space on that right-hand side. But again, their first instinct is here to get out of their own half, get down there. They're in the lead by 8 points. You're going to force Exeter to play. So I think he's getting frustrated at full-back at the moment.
Here's Smith with the tackle. Not staying on their feet.
I think, yeah, he's just get pushed. This is Jack Noel going into this is the turnover. And again, he didn't clear Yandel did not clear Armitage off the ball. And with his strength, with his size, with his power, he's able to stay there and get the turnover.
Used to be the case for George Smith, who great wallowy open side man, marking at breakdown time. Armin has carried the ball really well this afternoon. Thomas. No Dave Lewis today's given the weekend off. He's played plenty of rugby at the beginning of the season, Dave Lewis. No. Thinks he sees some space right through the middle. Quickly closed up though, isn't it? Asker was screaming for the ball. Came at real pace, tackled by Heyman.
Run!
Don Armand back towards his forwards, and it's Armitage in there yet again. No, I'm looking for work now. Ben White, lovely offload.
They need to be a little bit more direct, like go up the get stuff. That's what I think Noel has seen, and he's asking his forwards to do the same, because when they go wide, they seem to be marshalled quite well.
Tom James. No problems when he has ball in hand. And out that move before just stopped by the poor pass. Johnson, advantage to Exeter here, they're offside, Toulon. I'd like to have seen Exeter being allowed to play on there. They did have the ball.
They did, but again, they'll be happy with the penalty. Offside signalled, offside given. And Tom Johnson's neck problems continue. But again, it's that, because again, I think Toulon are expecting Exeter to attack in those areas, and I think Noel's come in, he's saying, right, okay, if you just pick and go, pick and go, pick and go, it contracts everybody in.
Kevin Welch coming on, started last week. James Hanks, just come back from a broken collarbone. Only his second appearance this season for James Hanks. A fairly permanent fixture in his second row for Exeter over the last few seasons. But again, Exeter refusing to give up on the cause. And if this goes over from Henry Slade, we are back to a 5-point difference and pressure back on Toulon. They're at home, they're the reigning champions. And he has got it. Fine strike from Henry Slade.
Time is off. Time is off. 3 substitution red. Time is off.
Castro Giovanni. He's going to come on for Carl Heyman. Tom Johnson being bastroed. It's like Gareth Stevenson was last weekend at Sandy Park, and Tom Johnson, I don't think, will play any further part in this game. Yes. Dave Ewers is waiting on the touchline.
That's fine. We have a substitution here.
For Tom Johnson, as Castro Giovanni is back on. And all of his 101 caps of experience.
Yeah, Tom Johnson looks a bit bashed about from last week to this week. So there's enough power on the bench. Ewers, like you said, he's bandaged up, he's back on. Plenty more rugby to play this year, Tom, so don't worry about it.
Oh, a good body position for him. He wasn't going to catch it, and it was always going to be knocked backwards. And Exeter still with possession here. A bit of space as well for Tom James. Thomas, Ben White, the replacement back rower. Welch. Didn't quite have the legs to score. Similar wonder tries he did against Bath a couple of weeks ago. Unbelievable score, wasn't it, for the second rows?
The 2 second rows.
Okay, yeah.
There's a few bodies down at the moment.
Here's David Smith.
And this is how Smith does it, just goes straight into Hayden Thomas. And again, it was a bit like Palisson, wasn't it? Just an accident happening, but actually quite good. There was quite a good pattern there from Exeter Chiefs. Initially off that line out, Tom James making the best because he got 3 or 4 yards. It allows them to scrum half Thomas to come onto the ball, and everyone takes the pattern off him. So they're not out of this yet, that's for sure.
Certainly not. It's fair to say, not all the parts of their game working as they would like, as Drew Mitchell did brilliantly done. Oh, the knock on from Toulon. Bernard Laporte. I think I know that word in French anyway. Not a happy man, I think we'll conclude on that one.
I think Schwan Smith might be hearing that as well later. Tremendous kick from Gitto, tremendous take from Mitchell. Pinpoint outside the 22. A good chase from all the Toulon players, and then just a great take. Unfortunately, why Mr. Laporte got a little bit agitated was great platform, great position, knock on. It has been the story of the day for both sides, really.
Yeah, Tom James on that far side is still receiving some treatment on his right ankle, who's hobbling away, but play will continue.
Well, he needs to get up.
Bind. Set.
Ascot at the moment just covering there.
Ball is out.
Ball is out, said the referee. Hayden Thomas hasn't dealt with it. Armand does though. Ascot. Big dummy from here, and then he cuts back in field, and Bruni has to cover back and take him out. Hayden Thomas, and up. Now Dolman, they're up to the halfway line now, Exeter, running their way out of trouble. Tom James says to Drew Mitchell, go back there, wants this one to roll and roll and roll. Good kick from Tom James. A couple of loose kicks so far in this game. That one was a beauty.
I'll give him that one. That was a great nudge. Good break. Great break once again. Step in, the support can come there because they know this ball is going to come back. And that's the way Chiefs want to play. And that's the area again they want to be in, right down there. And this would be interesting, wouldn't it? If they had a catch and a drive and a 5-pointer, make it maybe a 7-pointer. Then this place would go very, very quiet.
Doubt that lot would go particularly quiet though, would they?
I think most of them didn't get in until about 3 o'clock in our hotel last night.
I wouldn't know, Darry.
So I was told this morning.
Oh, right.
Johnny.
Goes around here, Felix Smale, never been here before. Sides had never met before last weekend. Know each other pretty well now though, don't they? Tom James set this all up. Hewis, Slade, Bassthroat, handles the junior world champion up against Johnny Wilkinson, his childhood hero last week, up against Matt Gitto this week. Wonderful experience for him. He ended up.
We're going straight down. Before he gets up the feet, Captain.
Just another penalty. It kills you.
Yes.
It's correct decision from John Lacey, but we see so many of those going on in the game.
11 red, Captain, please.
11 red. Smith, I think, he's the
David
guy.
Smith.
Yeah, he was the guy slightly injured. This Wilkinson's coming on. I don't think he's going to go to the wing, is he?
He's coming on, he's moving in field now, Johnny Wilkinson.
Well, Wilkinson will go to 10. I'm sure he'll get her probably into the centre. You can put Dylan Armitage anyway at the moment, but the Chiefs supporters have their wish. They have Johnny Wilkinson on the field.
Huge cheer here for their hero. Ironic, really, an Englishman being French club's hero.
On the 5, mate, on the 5.
Too many times that Johnny Wilkinson has started the game on the bench. A couple of times already this season, and he's straight into the action. Push Exeter back half now. We see some more controlled play from Toulon. He was practicing drop goals, wasn't it, at half-time, Johnny Wilkinson. Scored one last week. Not great for the team, but doesn't miss too many drop goals.
Shortened line out for Toulon.
Wilkinson. Bastera.
I think that's the first time they've used Bastera straight up the middle.
Absolutely, Ali Williams.
Outside.
That was definitely forward.
Outside.
And he's offside as well. Penalty to Exeter. Just, Harry, why aren't Toulon functioning?
They just expect it to happen on times, and they again it's the pressure, I think, to be fair, that Exeter Chiefs are doing on the line speed. They're not allowing, not sitting off. They're being very disrespectful actually to Toulon, and it's exactly what they should be. Just get in their faces and put them under pressure. Things happen well. You've seen when Gito has the ball in the first half and he gets a bit more momentum, more sort of movement of the ball coming back to him very quickly, he can make things happen. When it becomes static, it's easy to be picked off.
But there's so much experience, Alan, so much international experience out there. Fresia is off. Xavier Chucky is on in the front row. And who's come through the academy here. There are a few of them dotted around this Toulon squad. These are all rugby superstars. Welch takes the line out, but it was never straight, was it?
That was their chance, wasn't it? 20 minutes to go. And it's not gone well today. Scrum's been okay-ish, line out, again in those crucial areas, crucial positions. You've got the penalty, you've got the nudge down there, and it's not straight. And this will suit Toulon, because it just brings everything down. Momentum goes out the ball, they can get the set play, they can get the... Wilkinson's obviously be looking to boot this down the field, what one would have thought, or Gitu may have a word and said, right, there's something on. As he looks like he's moved back to 15, you've got Dylan Armitage down on the left wing here.
It does look like Gitu has moved to full-back. Play him anywhere.
Yeah. Well, he tackled his heart out, didn't he, last week?
Yeah, I agree.
14 tackles.
It's a great environment, sorry, Harry, that Toulon, the squad, have built for themselves, not just mercenaries, not just after the very healthy bank balances, to win trophies. There's 2 losses in the Challenge Cup over the last few years, 2 top 14 finals in the last 2 years.
And with that becomes pressure. It comes pressure for the players, it comes pressure for the coach. Laporte under a lot of pressure. If he doesn't win the French 14 this year, it is rumoured again, allegedly, I love that word, that they'll be parting company with him. But that's what happens.
Laporte is not happy with that kick into the sport. He's back with the Toulon scrum half now. Puts another very quick kick in. Had to hurry. Slade back in his 22. Hasn't found touch again. Drew Mitchell to Wilkinson. Jack Knoll. Now there's space there. Just needed to be over the head of the World Cup winner, Johnny Wilkinson.
Toulon were all at sea there, because again, the natural progression was that Gitu was moved back to 15. He thought he still was 10. He's moved up the field, but a terrible kick from Exeter.
Arscott again. 2 lovely steps from the fullback. He's right back to the kind of form that we saw him in last year. Tom James fires the pass out. Don Armand, the try scorer. Toulon missing tackles again.
Yes, I agree. Accidental upset.
Again, it comes to nothing for Exeter. Accidental offside. So much good work as there was last week. Comes to nothing in the end.
There's the big lad going through, does the right thing, and unfortunately, oh, come on. There was no advantage got. You see Arscott coming back on the grab. He does well because again it wasn't a very good kick from Wilkinson. Initially the kick from Exeter should have been longer because there was no one at home. They'd have been right back down there, and then again that frustration.
Well, Arthur backs at post-match interview last face because that has been the story of Exeter over the last few weeks. So near yet so far against Saracens, same for Bath in last week as well. Will it be the same again this week as into this final quarter? 5 points the difference, that's all. But Toulon with this penalty now, and they'll be happy with this slow pace of the game in the last 5 or so minutes.
And you know where this is going, anyway, Rosette, but Tui pushing up. Again, it wasn't hooked properly from Toulon. They thought they had a chance, but Lacey straight away. Penalty. And again, mistake leads to penalty, leads to territory for Toulon. Good nudge.
Now the crowd beginning to find their voices. They know their side is not out of the woods yet. Another score might just settle it. But it's tenacious Exeter side, refusing to let go of this game. Urioli kicks his line out right this time. Wilkinson inside. It's Drew Mitchell. Drew Mitchell's still going. Tackled a metre short. There's so many numbers on the left-hand side. They won't need them. It's Xavier Chucky. Is that the try that finally finishes off this brave Exeter Chiefs side? Yet again, it's that inside ball off the fly half.
It is indeed, but it comes off a tremendous line-out, and that's been the difference between Toulon's line-out has functioned superbly. They put pressure on the top. Wilkinson really doesn't have to do anything. See this boy's in there. Mitchell, it's an error really. Error from Ben White. 2 people going for the same man. Mitchell's through the gap, and you're not stopping the monster Chucky from there. That's a family bar, isn't it? My word.
Nothing fun size about him.
Oh, and that could be the game. I hope I'm not going a little bit too quickly, but again, it just became so easy for Toulon. Brilliant line-out ball. Great pass from a scrum half to this board. Wilkinson, he's got the call straight away. Missing, standing off tackle. Slade again allows Mitchell to go. Another 2, 3, 4 metres. And there he is, over the ball. And they've enjoyed that down here.
Good celebration as well. (25-13) then. Kind of game we're going to see from Toulon now. Viewers lead. Balls agonisingly into touch for Exeter.
And that's why Toulon like playing at the back to the second half. There's the ball back inside. There's the missed tackle. I think it was Ewers. They got a combination of it getting mixed up with White and Ewers. It doesn't matter. Slade misses the tackle, and you're not stopping that lad. And then a massive kick then from Wilkinson.
Whole new front row for Exeter. So Whitehead is on a hooker. Brett Sturgis making his 151st appearance for the club. Like Lou said, Alex Brownlow, tight head. Mahwani Tui. And Sam Hill coming into the centres as well.
Okay, Matthew.
A junior World Cup winner in the summer, Sam Hill, one of 5 of the Exeter squad to help England become champions. Got a try, in fact, in the final, Sam Hill.
Ball available.
Well, they're going to have to go now, aren't they, the Chiefs? They're going to have to play the way we thought they would play. Like I mentioned before, they've kicked a little bit more than they normally do.
Stop, Nine!
I don't know what's going to come from Toulon. They won't be happy unless they're playing in the Exeter half. As Dylan Armitage goes high. Jack Knoll. That's to Giovanni, who's in the way, so Ascot sets off quickly. Tom changes. Ben White, tackled by Basso, but he manages, importantly, to get the pass away. Slade threads it through. Wilkinson is back there, though.
Stop this time. Okay.
He was always going to get that, Wilkinson. Again, stupid penalty from Exeter Chiefs, obstructing the man, and this is well within his range. I think everybody's pointing to the posts. Can't quite see it, it doesn't really matter. Ascot goes through once more. Doesn't matter because Lacey, the referee's right on hand. Oh, I take it back. They go for the corner, they go for the throat, they go for the 5-point, maybe 7-pointer to put the game really out of Exeter's reach. In a crowd like that.
So yeah, 3 tries already for Toulon. They're going for the jugular here. They want the maximum 5 points in a very, very tight pool. Which Cardiff Blues out on 13 points at the moment. Toulon on 10. If they win this, of course, it'll be 4, and then the extra bonus point, them up to 15 points, and of course they host the Cardiff Blues in the next round.
Just going to say, Johnny, Cardiff got to come here, and that's perfect for Toulon. Then they go away to Glasgow, and it might be all over by then. So
they've taken the line out. Now they set up the driving more.
That's 1-9.
Haven't seen it too often this afternoon. This big Toulon pack. Bastro has missed out. Wilkinson comes back against the grey.
Off the foot, play on.
Had to, didn't he, really? Came off the foot, said the referee, so no knock on. Who's ball? Bastro, step. 5 metres out now, Toulon. Guiteau. Lightning quick ball from Toulon here. Suter has a second go. Mamos has to be. It's Johnny Wilkinson. Now the papers fly in the air.
Carmen, can you hear me?
Copies of VAR Martin all over the stadium. They think they've got the bonus point, but the referee wants to check it. And would you believe it's that man again? Question mark.
last but second pass. I think I was right in saying that. They're just checking for it. Last but second pass to the try, because obviously it was grounded perfectly. Here we go, there's Telis board.
One moment, please.
No, that's fine. That's Mamos.
Okay, Dermot,
That's
okay.
fine as well. That will be a try, and that will be, as you said, Johnny, the bonus point.
Thank you.
It has been awarded as we suspected. Scored the drop goal last week. Scores the bonus point try here at home. And finally this crowd break into full voice. Bernard Laporte just next to us here, jumping up and down with joy. He knows how important that moment is.
Nearly high-fived you, didn't he? He was that excited. There's the try. And this could be so important. Like I said, Blues have got to come here. This will be another 2. That puts them out 32 points to 13, and for all the Chiefs' great endeavour and bravery, unfortunately, they've not been good enough. He's got a couple of tries himself, Smith. They've got a few injuries, haven't they? They've got a big couple of games coming up. Montpellier at home, Racing away, Grenoble at home, you know. This is where they judge themselves. Michelak, criticised heavily in the local press by Bernard Laporte. His performance, particularly at Stade Francais, wanted a 3-year deal, not been given it. So he's not happy, so he might be going somewhere else, rumoured maybe abroad. England. So many rumours, Ren, it's great. Allegedly.
Slate. It's taken by Bruni. Jockeying out. Bastereau. Finally Toulon with a bit between their teeth. Michelak's first involvement, a knock-on. As you say, in a horror show, didn't he, in Paris a few weeks ago, Freddie Michelak.
But he wants to play 10, that's the problem. And with Gitto and Wilkinson, I know Wilkinson is retiring at the end of the season. You've got Gitto, well, you're not going to get in there to have match time as Bruni comes away, and really that summarises Chiefs' day for me. A lot of great endeavour, but again, the precision. If you do that little smart kick-off, you've got to have people, you've got to have a Lewis Moody out there who goes and catches that ball and you know, doesn't let it bounce and command it. Unfortunately, they just lacked a little bit of precision, made too many errors, and to come to a place like this against a team like this, unfortunately not good enough.
Well, they did leave a few opportunities out on the park, didn't they, last week? Ruin those, again another one this afternoon. But they will be delighted with it.
They're on a journey, Johnny. They're on a journey. They're going to build the stadium down there bigger and better. Their team is going to get bigger and better, but they're going to do it. They're not going to jump to the top like Toulon tried to do with all the money. They're going to layer it, and get the right people, the right players. And by exposing players to these extremes, in a sense, it makes them better.
I have to say, in the rugby kick, there's a huge amount of respect for the Exeter Chiefs and the way they're going about their business, both on and off the field. Kerry Sweeney is on.
Well, they are the blueprint for any side coming up into the Premiership that have had no experience there. I mean, say a Championship side. Oh, how do we do it? Well, you do it Exeter's way.
It's under 7 minutes left here as the Mexican wave goes round.
Set.
They haven't been frightened to play their style of rugby, even against this Toulon side, the reigning European champions. And again, they will go quickly here through Hayden Thomas. He needs support now. It's a lovely pass to Ask, and again another excellent afternoon's work from the fullback through Ali Williams. Whitehead. Sweeney, former Cardiff Blue himself. Sam Hill. Tackle from Johnny Wilkinson on Ben White. Ewers.
Move. No hands down.
Again, they come back down the short side. Whitehead. Tackle by Castro Giovanni. Hill, quick pass from him. John James. The mum is out there on the wing.
But this will suit Toulon beginning, and the line, big red line, is out there, and they've got to force now Exeter to play, and they won't stop playing. But it's easy to now for Toulon to play without the ball than with it. Then the job is done. The 4 tries, 5 points, thank you.
Yes.
And you're just turning the clock down.
Yeah, Newcastle at home on the 21st of December, and then Harlequins away and Wasps away before the next round of European games. Will Chudley comes on at scrum half for Hayden Thomas. So some important games because their Heineken Cup experience. Exeter,
think the fans are enjoying it a little bit more than the players at the moment, and they will tonight. As some of them go to Montpellier tomorrow to watch Leicester, and some while I was speaking to in the hotels then going skiing for 3 days.
If you need someone to carry his bags. Oh, lovely inside ball. Arscott! They never ever give up to the Exeter. Arscott goes in. Brilliant run. Lovely vision for the inside ball. For my money, Arscott has scored here.
Of course I can. Thank you.
Ali Williams as ever. Kiwi having a word.
Dermot, can you hear me here?
I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, can you check if there any obstruction, forward passing, grounding, please?
Okay, no problem.
House then. Forward pass, grounding, obstruction. We will see.
Because the team out now can't they?
And it was a great bust from Arscott. Good play. So this is... It's borderline. Again, you can't see from that angle the positioning of his hands. This angle may be better. Watch for his hands. That's flat.
It's flat. It's no obstruction.
Well, if they gave the try for Smith's, was it the second try in the first half, you've got to give that one. I'm sure that was grounded. I don't know, it's difficult again to see, but I'm sure we'll see it from another angle. Host broadcaster's done well. Mitchell tries to get back. Gitto as ever. It's not down there. It's not down there. It's not down there. It's not down there. It's not down there.
You happy with the pass?
I'm happy with the pass. It was held up.
No try. Held up.
Well, he has been held up. Thought initially this, so I thought he got it down, but it was just
Before
short,
line.
was he?
Brilliant from Mitchell.
Couple of wallabies hanging off him. Luke Arscott is unable to ground the ball.
You think out of all of it, he's bound to have grounded that, and the pass was fine. The pass was flat, if not back, so that was okay. And it's unfortunately grounding, but maybe they can get some consolation to take into the Newcastle game next week against Exeter. Good position there, right underneath the posts.
No less than they deserve, probably, that try. It's really well worked. They have the 5-metre scrum here. Actually, it'll be fitting if they finish this game, these back-to-back games against the reigning champions, with something.
Here it is. Here's the grounding before the line. He's got his hand up, his own hand under it, so it hasn't gone on. Mitchell as well. It's nice to see Chudley there just barking. 9-8, but you've got to get this ball struck back. What's going to be on here?
Mitchell hasn't done well. He's done brilliantly, hasn't he? Gitto is host broadcast.
I love the way they do this. You've got Nola just going right over to James, so the two wingers on the left-hand side and the rest of the backs on this right-hand side. Give it the pace, boys. There you go.
Ewis, no. Again, Drew Mitchell came in really, really hard and fast to cut out that pass. Chudley.
5 away.
And if you make a decision and nail the man, you can see it's hurt him.
Hands away, 7.
A great tackle.
No.
Stefan Armitage told to leave it alone. Mum. Hasn't stopped trying, has he? Said anyone in a blue shirt. Now they do have their try. Ben White. No less than they deserve, the Exeter Chiefs. Denied moments ago. Luke Arscott for a brilliant covering tackle from Drew Mitchell.
The Tomahawk boys are enjoying that. It was good time. They didn't rush, they didn't panic. Again, Toulon running out of numbers. And there he comes on the shoulder of the scrum half. That's where you want your big forwards. Unstoppable from that range. And the Chiefs will have the last say here, I'm sure. That was definitely grounded.
Kerry Sweeney with a conversion experienced man. There's too many of those.
Here you go, Chudley to White, and you can just see Rob Baxter going down the step. He's going to get his words prepared, I'm sure, but sympathetic way. Dress And when you play against a side over here with the quality, as I said, you've got to take something from it, and they will take huge amounts.
Actually, from the neutral's point of view, pleased to see Exeter score there, no less than they deserve, and something to build on, to take forward on their European journey.
It's okay.
Early in January, but in seasons to come, I'm sure they'll be involved in more European competitions. (32-20). Just about a minute and a half left, and now Exeter are full of running.
Witten does well, they caught it twice. But again, they will go for it now.
Sweeney, nice and flat. Oscar bouncing that one into the touch. It's been an okay performance from Toulon, isn't it? They've got their 4 tries, they've got the bonus point. Gasket is down on the field. Jack Knoll, his battle scars for all to see. Hugely physical game again.
There hasn't been the cohesion, there hasn't been that 40 minutes, I think their best 40 minutes as they did against Glasgow, when everyone performed, everyone was coming off the shoulder, the offloads were going. And that's credit again to Exeter. I've said it before, you put pressure on people and they could become fallible. The Gitto touched that, but again that guy's stood up and really been the light that's just dragged him over the line, because individually there'll be some great performance. Ali Williams, particularly in the line out, has been outstanding. And Gitto at 10, so they've commanded the set piece. The scrum's gone 50-50, but it's been really the dominance in the line out.
It's Phil Dolman who's down, and for Exeter, so proud of the way that they've stuck to the guns, stuck to their game plan and the way they play. Dolman is down.
Dylan Armitage
out.
He's just, I hope that's just a twist of some sort, but the stretcher will be coming on.
Stretcher,
And
please.
here Jason Schumacher, so often in the midfield for Exeter. Sad to see him in this game on what looks like a fairly serious injury.
And that's just what you don't want, going back into the league with a minute to go, an injury to one of your standout players, one of your organisers defensively, and obviously with the way they attack as well. Now that is a sad blow, and I hope it isn't too serious. Sometimes ligament injury is worse than a break, but there's my guy that really has performed. He loves to offload, he loves to, again, he's almost a 10 playing in the second row. There's the tries coming up, there's Gitto busting the line. And there's Smith. Nothing Noel can do on that one, again when the dam breaks. And this was Jockey. Straight over in the fourth try. You thought they were going to go for the post, but they didn't. No, they go for the bonus point. And who goes for the bonus point? Who gets the bonus point? Royalty himself. And a lovely round of applause for Dolman.
His Majesty, as he's known in these parts, Johnny Wilkinson. A really nice round of applause from this crowd here in Toulon for Phil Dolman. Doesn't look like a nice injury. As the Cardiff Blues will be back here in round 5, and it's another difficult away trip to Glasgow in round 6 for Toulon. You have to say, winning these 2 back-to-back games, they are in control of this pool, and that's very safe to say.
They were from last week. It was a stuttering performance down in Devon, but it doesn't matter. They came away with 4 points. They got 5. Blues, like I said, it may not matter apart from getting as many points as you can to get the home draws, but they've done a job today.
9 points from the 2 games. Not a bad return, is it?
Offside.
Offside, Toulon. Exeter, one last chance then. Chudley takes it quickly. Sam Hill, he knocks it on. An advantage to Toulon. Final few seconds here. Toulon have done what they needed to do. Certainly no more than that. They've got the bonus point. They've beaten Exeter here at home, and this run continues. Ascot still trying, but Gitto, the man of the match, takes the ball. Time is up. Johnny Wilkinson clears it out, and Toulon, it's mission accomplished, isn't it? They have beaten Exeter in these back-to-back games. The bonus point today, 32-20, and Toulon, the reigning champions, roll on.
Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, le rugby club